Today, let's talk about choosing the right fitness solution for you based on class size and the pros and cons and the general model of the type of gym that you might be looking to join. So if you're new to the fitness space and you've never worked out at a gym that has some sort of classes or training, and you're used to maybe just going it on your own, you're looking for a better solution, there are a lot of options in today's fitness space. And I'm gonna go over the 4 probably most popular ones, and we'll just do a quick list with pros and cons and general qualities of these different fitness solutions and these different facilities that you might see. We're gonna go from largest group to smallest group. So we'll go from large group classes all the way to one-on-one training, and large group classes is where we'll start. The large group classes, in my experience, are probably 15 people or more. That's my just opinion. I think if you have 15 or more, 20 people, that could probably be considered a large group class. It's something size-wise that might be similar to a group class you'd see in an exercise studio in a big gym, but there are a lot of facilities now, especially some of the bigger nationwide chains, that are offering large group classes, and they're great for just general fitness. There isn't a ton of individualization or a ton of coaching in the classes, but there's lots of instructing. The energy is very high. There's lots of people in it. It's a lot of fun. And there's going to be a wide variety of exercises and schemes and workout structures. And there are even gyms now that are fitting 30, 40, maybe 50 people into classes. And the major pro, of course, of a large group class is that it is super affordable. It's way more affordable than any of your smaller groups, or especially one-on-one training. Of course, like I said, the energy is really high. The downside is there's really no individual coaching available because the group is just so big. It's likely you'll only get a minute or 2 of interaction with the instructor in the first place. The next one is what I call small class. There is probably 2 things that fit in here, what we might call small group, small class. I think these are kind of the same thing. I think we could go and say that this would be anywhere from maybe 8 people to about 15 people. These are smaller groups, obviously, than large classes. And a lot of times you'll find these in facilities like a CrossFit facility, where there's a lot more demand for equipment and space for each individual. So we're using barbells, we need rigs, we might need places to do things like handstand walks or other movements that just require more space than maybe a typical push-up or something like that. Large classes are very, very affordable. Small group classes will be just a little bit more expensive. And like I said, I think small group and small class at this point are probably pretty much the same thing. You're getting a little bit more coaching because there's fewer people in the class, and you may be able to do some more advanced movements. But at the same time, you don't get quite as much attention as you would with one-on-one or semi-private, and you won't be getting an individual workout. You'll be doing the same thing as everyone else in the group. Now, the next one down is what I would refer to as semi-private training. And this is where most of the small group gyms are heading, I believe. I think a lot of the smaller group classes are going to start to, I think as an industry, or a piece of an industry, I think they're going to contract a little bit. Because if you are working with smaller groups, it makes way more sense to turn it into a semi-private facility and to write the workouts ahead of time. And the benefit of semi-private, of course, is that you do get an individual workout. There are fewer people in the class, so you get more coaching, plus you have the individual workout to start with. And it is only marginally more expensive than those sort of small or medium-sized groups in the first place. Semi-private is great because you get a little bit of that community feel, but you can really get a lot of that individual attention that you might get from the next one, which of course is one-on-one training. Now, one-on-one training, I think with semi-private, it kind of feels sometimes like, why do we still have one-on-one training? But the evidence is very clear. If you can afford one-on-one training, it is, of course, the best programming, I think the best workouts that you'll probably find, because you get 100% of a coach's attention the entire time. It is by far the most expensive of all the training types, but again, you get the best programming, individualized coaching that you can possibly find. And again, the evidence says that, you see celebrities and athletes, and they all use one-on-one trainers. And one-on-one training, of course, most expensive of the group, but the programming and workouts often make it worth it, because you can try very advanced movements and you can get through some very complicated rep and set schemes, because the coach is only coaching you. So along with these things, the general trend is the larger the group, obviously the less expensive it is, but the less coaching and less individualization you get with it. So it's really about finding something that fits your budget and your preferences. Some people like the higher energy of a bigger class. So if you do like that high energy, then you would probably want to look for a large class facility. If you're looking for something a little more personalized, the semi-private route or the one-on-one training route are probably the way for you. So no matter what your preferences are, I would encourage you to maybe try a couple, see what you like, and I think you'll find that you'll be able to narrow down a fitness home that really works for you and a facility that you really love.